So earlier this week, I talked to you a little bit about rest and how it is your birthright, and also how it is the most foundational boundary, really, that we can set in our lives. Because if we are not properly able to rest ourselves, we're not going to really be able to go out and do whatever it is we're out there in the world doing. So today I want to go a little more in depth, and I want to talk about, how to get the rest you need. What does that look like? What does it feel like? How does it even work? Because I know I'm a mom of a young child. I understand what it means to be sleep deprived and to feel like that's the only option. And perhaps there's times in life when that's true, when it is the only option, is being a little sleep deprived. I know the first 6 months of my daughter's life, I marveled often that I was alive because I just could not comprehend how so little sleep could equal a human still alive. But we're amazingly resilient, right? Which is why I know you're out there working hard, giving it your all, doing so many amazing things, and denying yourself the rest that you deserve. So I mentioned one little favorite follow that I love called the Nap Ministry. Check them out on Instagram. I'm sure I've put their link in the comments. And you can dive deeper into this idea of rest and napping, and how napping and rest and demanding rest for yourself is really the best and most effective way that we can protest capitalism, and the way that we can really revolutionize our world and bring change to our world. So check out the Nap Ministry. But in the meantime, as you're considering how you can get more rest, here's what I want you to do. Number one, define what rest means to you. Now, for me, rest definitely means sleep, and sleep should be a part of rest, because sleep, physiologically speaking, is something that our body needs. We need sleep. We need to go into deep sleep. Our body does a lot of things when we're in that state. And if you want to stay connected to the divine, if you want to stay connected to your greatest purpose, you need to be able to have some moments in that deep sleep. So define what rest is. Does it mean that you sleep 8 hours every day? Does it mean you go to bed at 9 p.m. every night and don't wake up till 5 a.m. or 7 a.m. or 9 a.m.? Does it mean that you take a day off every week? Perhaps your PTO, instead of taking a 2-week vacation, you're going to take 1 day off every week and only work 4 days a week. Maybe it means you leave work at 3 o'clock and turn off your phone and you don't take calls anymore. Maybe it means you take a vacation to some amazing place twice a year, or 4 times a year, or once a year, or whatever, right? So step number one to get more rest is, number one, define it. Take a moment. Think about, what does your body need? What does your mind need? What does your spirit need in terms of rest? And write down what that is. The next thing you need to do, number two, is you need to believe you deserve it. Okay, let me look you in your eyes. Believe you deserve the rest, okay? Because the thing is, your body needs it, but you have to realize that and value it enough to make the sacrifices, make the decisions, whatever it might be that needs to be done to make sure that this body you're in is taken care of properly. All right. So you have to believe you deserve it, or I like to say, fake it till you make it. If you can't believe it for yourself, just fake that you believe you deserve rest, give yourself the rest, and see if maybe you can catch your brain up to believing that you deserve that rest as well. Number three, get your schedule together. So figure it out. I talked about the first step was define what rest looks like for you. Does it mean for you? So number three, get your schedule together. Again, if you need to cut off work at a certain time of day, if you need to be in bed by a certain time of day, if you need the kids to get put to bed at a certain time of day so that you can be in a peaceful mode at this time, etc. So get your schedule together. You might have to quit your job. You might have to tell your job that you're not working past a certain hour, or you might have to tell them you need time off, or you might have to make other moves, and it might be hard to do. But nobody can do it besides you. So get your schedule together. Quit your job. Create a new business. I'm not saying that's an easy way to get rest, but if that's what you need to be able to get out of a job that you feel would not allow you to get rest or to put in your personal boundaries, you got to do what you got to do. Ultimately, if you have to downsize your life, downsize what you need, move into a van if it really comes down to it, because rest is so important that if you're out there in a big old mansion running yourself to death, that heart attack is not going to care that you were rich. It's not going to care that you were living in a mansion. It's going to take you regardless, right? And your family is still going to miss you. Your purpose is still going to be stopped dead in its track, etc. So I'm not trying to be flippant about how easy, like it's just easy to give up all the trappings of capitalism and of all the things that we've come to believe we need in our lives. It's not easy to give those things up, and it's not easy to move into a new mindset where we believe that we will be cared for by the universe, even if we take the time to care for ourselves. But the truth is, you have to do it, because caring for yourself is exactly how the universe cares for each of us, okay? And all of us together. That's one of the ways, I should say. And then the fourth thing is, don't try to go it alone. There is a lot of tools out there to help you get sleep. Like, I understand the trouble with insomnia. My brain is one of those brains that's just clicking all the time, right? So I'm showing you a little picture of some of the things that I use to help me sleep. But you've got to set yourself up for success, right? So the first thing you want to think about your environment. Okay, do you have the TV running all day, all night in your room? You might need to move the TV out, or you might need to set, again, hours, time limits when the TV goes off, or when it shuts down or goes into certain types of programming that might help you sleep, right? Set up your environment. The Calm app is a great app that I like to use. They have a lot of meditations, a lot of sleep meditations, sleep music. If you get yourself a headphones, I have these lovely little eye pillow / Bluetooth headphones that I like to use with the Calm app, and that could be a great way to help fall asleep. You know, I use Sleeping Aid from Costco. I mean, they're very inexpensive. You give one of those in the evening and boom, you just fall right to sleep. So there's no shame in utilizing tools, okay? Like, sometimes I feel like we're out there convinced that we need to be these superhumans and we need to be able to do all these things. But tools are there for a reason. Some of the other tools I love to use a diffuser with some essential oils. Personally, lavender is one that aids in sleep and is calming. So I love to use lavender from the Lavender Farm in Maui. Definitely CBD, THC. I use my vape pen at night. The only cautionary point I would put in that is, know the strains that you're buying, because different strains are going to have different effects, and know the dosages that work for you. And with CBD and with THC, make sure you're getting your, supplies, whatever it is you're using, from a reliable source that provides testing lab results that you can verify. Because there's a lot of snake oil salesmen out there these days selling stuff that isn't real. So if you don't know how to get a good, reliable THC or a CBD product, hit me in my DMs and I'm happy to share with you. But that is, in a nutshell, 4 steps to help you get more rest in your life, because rest is your birthright and it's the most important foundational boundary. Once you can get this boundary done, then your mind, your body, your spirit will be ready to really break into the divinity that is you. All right. I'm just telling you. It's a lot. There's a lot there for you to discover within yourself, but you need your rest in order to tap into it. So I love you, and I'll see you next week.